From the shores of Lake Erie and Northeast Ohio, it's time for Cleveland at Night. On this show, we explore Cleveland's hot spots, seasonal events, sporting events, historical places, restaurants, specialty shops, Cleveland entertainers, and local talent like comedians, magicians, dancers, and musical acts, and much, much more. When the sun goes down in Cleveland, our camera crew comes out. It's Cleveland at Night. This episode was filmed at the Lessons in Fear haunted house attraction in Perrysville, Ohio. Now here's a host of Cleveland at Night, Dkk. Hello everyone, this is Dkk for Cleveland at Night. We're back at Perrysville, Ohio for the second year of Lessons of Fear haunted house, and I'm with John, the owner, builder. John, so many titles. What is the other titles right here at the Lessons of Fear?
Handyman, corn cutter.
Corn cutter?
Corn cutter, because the corn that's in the backyard's got to get clipped in the cornfield, and then we haul it here for the yard. All the pallets back there got all hauled by us and put together by us. So we constructed everything ourselves. So.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about that later, but let's go back, because a lot of people are first-time viewers of Cleveland at Night. Once again, it's on YouTube and 3 public access stations in Cleveland, Ohio, Northeast Ohio. Let's go back. You were a home haunter before you you opened this up 2 years ago, Lessons of Fear. Where was your home haunt at? What city was it at? And what year was your first home haunt?
That was correct. That was in North Royalton,
North
Ohio.
Royalton? Okay.
And, boy, the first year, I think it's been 15 years or so.
15 years you did your home
when
haunts?
we started, yeah. And it
I
kind of was small, and then it grew over the years. Every year it got a little bit bigger and bigger.
That's right, because DMK Productions had Darther Ghoul about, I think it was like 3-4 years ago, and you actually had a little, you had your garage. It was like a mini haunted house.
Yeah.
That was the first year you did that, and we videotaped that.
Yeah.
That was correct? That was it's like you walk through, and it was like probably a better haunted house than I was in, where I paid $30 to get into.
It was fun, and it was pretty big. When we erected it next to the house, I was always concerned the building department would come along, because it was maybe 30 by 20. It was a pretty good size, and there's about 4 or 6 rooms to walk through.
Yes, it was beautiful.
And those walls are actually part of the haunted house now.
Oh, so you brought it down here.
So we brought it down here, and it's actually reinstalled
Okay,
into a
so
room.
you live in North Royalton still.
Yep.
All right, and we're going to talk about your wife, Flo, that opened Lessons of Fear. I know you were looking for years, because I talked to you off camera, for a building. You couldn't find something in Northeast Ohio, so you can't. How'd you find a building in Perrysville? Let's talk about that.
It was years of searching for property, and we worked with the economic teams in Cuyahoga County. Out in Ashland County had probably the most actively engaging team of people that would help you look for buildings or possibilities. Cuyahoga County, unless you're a millionaire and want to spend at least $1 million.
That's exactly right.
They're not even going to talk to you.
Or if you know a lot of politicians. But most of the politicians that we know in Cuyahoga County are in jail, so we'll talk about that later, John. Okay.
So we're just home haunters.
Right.
We're not millionaires. So it was trying to achieve a dream in some kind of a fashion that would be fiscally possible. And it was actually quite a few years of looking, and we ended up researching a few school buildings that were slated to be either knocked down or saved or sold or auctioned, and we had to end up waiting a couple years for this one to come on auction. We liked it. It's a beautiful area to come out here. It's a beautiful ride to get out here.
Yes, it is.
And it's spooky at night to go home. You get little fog waves and stuff. So we liked the property. We liked that it's got a courtyard. We liked the front yard for parking. The building is actually quite large, gives us a lot of space to grow into. So we were able to kind of get our fingers into it financially to start something that we always wanted to do.
Right. Now, me and my wife, everywhere I travel to, I been down to the St. Louis, to the big convention for the the haunted houses all through America. And believe me, folks, if you have a home haunt, your dreams can always come true. But a lot of these big attractions got like $100,000 budgets. They got a whole crew of electricians, builders. How many people really built this haunted house attraction?
Well, it's our family.
Right, exactly.
So it was really my wife and I, Jared, Jason is my son. That's it. That was the crew.
Now, a lot of these haunted attractions are open, they work on it for like 3-4 months, a couple months to build. They rent the place out, then a month to tear down. Now, you own the building, so you're working on this year-round. Is that correct?
That's correct. We started, last year was our first year. We still had to expand and get the pathway going through most of the building. So it was funny because in December, I was still cutting doorways through the walls to make the paths work in some of the new rooms. And I was posting about working on it. I had people, give it a rest already. It's almost Christmas. We don't want to hear about it. But we were already working in December for this season's opening, and it's been almost daily since then.
Okay, that's great. Now, your wife is Flo. Let's talk about your two sons that help out also. What's their names?
Jason and Jared.
Okay.
So they helped out at home when we lived at home. Jason lives in Columbus right now. Jared's still working full-time, lives with us. So everyone's got jobs. This isn't one of those where we just sit here and make our money. We all work normal jobs to pay for our passion.
Right.
So the goal is that this picks up and it kind of carries itself so that we can kind of keep the ball rolling with it.
There you go.
But it's a long, tough journey to get it started.
Play with the chair.
It's coming for you! It's coming for you!
Would you like more information on Lessons in Fear, haunted attraction in Perrysville? Go to their Facebook page at Lessons in Fear. Or their website, one word, Lessons in Fear. Lessons in Fear are looking for volunteers. Send a message to their Facebook page. All right, let's talk about your second year now. We have footage we're going to show in the beginning of the video of last year. What I like about this haunted attraction, you're like Cedar Point almost. I'm not big, but as soon as you shut down, you're adding something new.
Yeah.
So I remember last year, it was like 2 floors. There was like a third floor I went through. Did you add something this year?
Yeah.
Something new to attraction for Lessons in Fear? Well, what is it?
Well, we added the third floor.
Third
so we
floor.
added another, 4 or 5 rooms upstairs, plus the hallways to get you there, plus getting you 350 feet from one building to the next. So it was actually quite a lengthy process. Just, you wouldn't imagine the lumber that it takes and the thought process to guide people through the building so that you can start 2 buildings away, 2 levels away, and then carry you down halls and up staircases and across another level and down another staircase. So
You know, it's funny too. You got a lot of new things here. You've seen a hearse from last year. You got a new hearse. You were telling me one of the actors actually drives a hearse to work.
yes, and it's a cool hearse.
That is. You know, we're gonna take a video of that also.
And she's one of the, I guess, one of our really kind of shining actors this year. People really like her. She's in the spider room.
Okay.
So I don't know if you remember going through that.
Well, yeah, we're gonna have the video camera going through and
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
videotape a lot of
So
the.
she
your scene.
really-
We don't want to see so much of the haunted house. You know, so when people
Yeah.
are scared, but enough to feature it so people see what the Lessons of Fear in Perrysville is all about. Let's talk about your websites, your hours. Now, you opened when? A couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah, we opened, I think, September 16th.
So
It was
16
early.
Okay.
It's usually early for haunts. Crowds are light. But we kind of needed that little shakedown because there's so much going. This year, we've almost doubled the time inside the building from last year.
Okay.
So the amount of actors and how they have to function within the building as people are going through the building was different. So it was kind of the lighter weekends are good for the actors to kind of get this down pat for when the crowds start piling in heavier, that we're not trying to figure out the game.
Right.
So it gives us working time to kind of, and then every weekend, Jared's outside asking people, what did you like? I mean, we're kind of like, ask the people, what didn't they like? Because sometimes it's lighting, we could see too much, we didn't like this, we didn't like that. Some of it is preference. Other people are kind of like, you know, it would be creepier if I didn't see so much in a certain area, and it's easy to change the lighting and tweak it. So every week, we try to do a little bit different from the previous week so that we'll actually get people that come almost every weekend
Wow.
during the season. I mean, last year we had people come 4 or 5 weekends in a row. Mm-hmm. And every weekend they're like, it's different. It's always different, which we love. And we do. We try to change it up and add things during the week so that it's always different this weekend from the weekend before. So we're always adding and adding and adding until our last day of the season.
Okay, well, like I said, we talked earlier about you were a home haunter with your wife and your 2 sons. And hey, I seen on the bulletin board you had the Cleveland Haunt Club here with Jeff Hartz and the group. Were they here last weekend or?
They were here for a spring show.
Oh, spring show. Okay.
So we did have an event in the springtime. We had the group from Haunted Hydro was here last week.
Yeah, so you promote other haunted attractions, which you know you don't have an attitude. It's like, hey, come on, bring them all here, and we share the ideas and have fun with the other haunted. Now, where's what's it called?
Haunted Hydro.
Where's that located?
That's in Fremont, Ohio.
Yeah, I seen it there. You had posters.
We've
set
got a
up there.
banner out by the queue line.
Okay, they were here last weekend, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So this weekend is their first weekend, so they had time. They had all their actors come on a bus, so they kind of hopped
Oh,
to the
okay.
early haunts that were open to check, and we're new, so they knew we were new, so they wanted to make a special trip down here to kind of see it,
Yep.
witness it. And it was kind of nice to have dedicated, experienced people come through and go, you know what? It was pretty good.
Yeah, I love it because I've been around a lot of home haunts and also haunted attractions all through America. What I like about this, John, is when you walk into the scene setting, you can take away all your actors. I just like walking through and see all the different scenes that you have. They're just awesome. Also, the lighting is always great. I hate haunted attractions where it's so dark you can't see nothing. You're walking in the walls. It's very well lit, and also it's scary. But what's the age group? Okay, almost not the real little kids can go in there, but what's the age you can think
12
of
and
going there?
under have to be accompanied by an adult. It is a haunted house. It is kind of scary, so we can't kind of kid scary it. But if we do have a lighter crowd, we can have security guys go through. If there's a family with kids and they're really scared, we can have security team kind of go with them.
Oh, okay. Or you can say in advance to the actors, hey, tone it
So
down a little
sometimes,
bit.
yeah, they'll lead it.
That's a good idea.
A little bit, just
Yeah.
kind of like let the actors know not to overdo it a little bit. So if the kids like do it, like we had a young guy came through in here, he really enjoyed it. Some people get really frightened at it. Some people enjoy it more.
Right.
So it's getting kind of long. We can't over the intercom go, everybody cool it down, because it takes so long to go through the whole building. The actors that hear the message won't know 15 minutes later that it's the group halfway through or
Right.
going up to another level.
Okay.
And then somewhere along the line, they get scared when they thought they weren't going to get scared. So the
Right.
security guy seems to be the easiest way to come.
Yeah, because they
through
got the
Yeah.
yellow shirts.
So usually the guys are getting their shirts pulled back by the younger crowds in the back, and they're pushing the guy in front. So it's kind of funny to hear the stories as they come through with that.
Well, again,
So-
this is a yearly thing that you guys work all year long to get this thing going, and when it shuts down, you guys are still working on it. But you have a couple new things this year. We have a food truck outside our trailer. They're
Yes.
selling food, so people are waiting in line to get some hot chocolate, drinks, popcorn,
Fries,
French fries. Oh, I love the French fries. Also, you have a gift shop, so when you're done with the Lessons of Fear haunted house, you can go right into the gift shop, and your son's working it, and you have different things for sale right at the gift shop. So that's
Yep,
fantastic. You have T-shirts, and what else you have for sale?
We've got T-shirts, we've got some snacks. Last year the feedback was, we're out here in the country, and some of these people are driving a couple hours just to get here, and sometimes when they leave, it's midnight or 11 o'clock. It'd be kind of cool to buy some drinks, so we didn't have that last year.
Right.
So we were like, this year, no matter what we do, if we can't get the food truck out here, we're gonna have drinks and snacks here, so before people go, they can grab something to drink for the ride back home. So again, last year that was our listening, and people were good enough to say, you know what, if you just had a spot to get drinks or something, it would be cool to help the experience. So we were like, we made the gift shop, we got T-shirts, we got other gifts, there's some cool stuff sitting around here, snacks. With the food truck out there, there's plenty of food out there for the people. Plus it's nice and get more light, more activity outside. And people
Another thing when I walked on, I mean, again, it takes a while to get things going. When you walk in the front of the building, you have different pictures that was painted on the wall. Who did that? That's a very fantastic, front of the building that you guys did this year.
We have an artist friend that my son Jared works with, did that.
It's beautiful. I mean, as soon as you go into the parking lots, you got security out there. They tell you where to go. But as soon as you walk and just see the building, it's just intimidating before you even walk into the haunted house.
Last year it still looked like a school.
It did. I was here last year.
Last year when you pulled up, it looked like a school, and the feedback was people went through the back part and they were like, wow, that's pretty extensive. They thought we were like the PTA, just putting up sheets in the hallway and making a couple bucks for kids.
There you go.
Well, that was
Right.
when they came in. We didn't have the lit sign out front. We just had a board. That's all we could do on year one was open the doors. We had to do the safety equipment throughout the building. All we did was open the doors. So we kind of only had minimal things. So this year we were like, we got to make the building look like a haunt. And we blocked out, all the windows are blocked out in the whole building so that we can actually run during the daytime.
Oh,
And
can
be
you?
totally
Wow.
dark on the inside.
That's great.
So we've had spring events early in the season, even when it's still light out there. Or we can do afternoon events. In the future, we'll have a couple Midsummer's Eves and a couple things during the year before we get to Halloween. But everything's blacked out. So it was a process to go through a building of this size and literally look at every window and go, okay, block the light out.
Right now, like I said, your son's working the gift shop. You got one son working the ticket booth. You're working security here. See that security? Where's your wife at?
She's up in one of the rooms.
I love it. She's one of the actors in the home, or I keep on saying home on, the haunted attraction, and she just loves doing that. Is that correct?
She loves doing that. She handles all the actors. So her job here has been to schedule, find the actors, schedule them, place them in all the rooms and areas, decorate them, work with makeup artists that we have, get them all set up, and then let them go. And then when everyone goes, we shut the makeup room down. And then she gets to pick a room that she wanted to.
There you go.
go on in.
Because I remember last year she was like in the front, with the little introduction.
Yeah,
she had
the
that little flask. I don't
Yeah,
know if there was a real
door.
booze in her or not. But anyway, hey, the makeup artist I interviewed last year, is this the same guy for this year or a new guy?
Same guy.
What's his name? What's his name again?
Rick.
Rick. Okay, he does a great job
He
with
does
all.
a great job. He does a fantastic job.
Right. You know, sometimes, like I said, you go to these haunted attractions, they got the masks, all right? You actually have your actors get made up before every night. Friday and Saturday, you're open Friday, Saturday. They're made up with professional makeup artists, and that's fantastic. He does a great job. He does, once again, a great job.
Yep.
Now, we're about like a couple hours from Cleveland, Ohio, and this is going to be on YouTube and stuff like that. What's the best way to get here from Cleveland? Down 71 or?
71 to Route 39, and then just head east off 39. And 39 is actually the road that the haunt is on. So if you just go by the address, 155 West 3rd Street. West 3rd is actually Route 39 in Perrysville, Ohio. Your GPS will get you right straight here.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know where Perrysville's at. We're kind of close to Mohican and Loudonville. Is that correct?
Mohican State Park is right behind us.
So a lot of people have been canoeing down at Mohican.
Yep.
They're a little bit about north of Mohicans.
Mohican State Park is just south of us. If you've ever gone canoeing down in Mohican, Route 39 is the road where they haul you up with your canoes upriver,
Oh,
drop
okay.
you off, and then they come back, and all the liveries are right on 39.
39, right there. Okay.
So usually if someone's gone canoeing in their whole life, they've been on the road that...
Yeah, like you're saying, we're going to advertise, say, Perrysville. It's like, Perrysville, I never heard of Perrysville, but so to say Mohican, going, I know where Mohican's at. So, yeah, they're Mohicans right here. Perrysville is north of Loudonville and Mohican.
Yep.
Hey, you want to do any shout out there? Wait, before we do a shout out. I was setting my cameras up. You had a couple friends, they were doing a review. What was those two friends you had? They're going to do a review about the
Jason and Katie,
Talk about those people.
they are running around this year. They're actually checking out haunts for the scare factor.
What is a scare factor?
It's actually a directory of haunted houses in Ohio.
Okay.
And actually, not just Ohio, in the whole United States. So they've got a website. So if you Google them or click looking for haunted houses, they've got a whole directory of haunted houses in your area. And you click on them, and the addresses pop up, the websites will pop up. So,
Well, I know the review is going to be fantastic because while I was set my camera up, you were talking them outside, and you were saying it was fantastic, John. You and your wife and your two sons did a great job. That's what I love about this place is, folks, is you got to come on down for the best haunted attraction in the state of Ohio. It's Lessons of Fear in Perrysville because I was here last year. We videotaped it last year. This year, yeah, it's about the same, but it's different. That's what I like about it. It's different. So next year is going to be also a little bit different also. So if some of these haunted attractions I've been to, like I'm not going to say the name, but I haven't been there 10 years. I went to it 10 years later. It's still the same. It's like, it really didn't scare me because I know what's coming on. But here at the Lessons of Fear, it's different every year. So you don't know when the monster's going to come out. The scene setting's a little bit different. And let's talk about. It's an old schoolhouse. How'd you come up with the name Lessons of Fear?
my wife came up with that.
Because it's a schoolhouse.
Because it's a schoolhouse.
You know, when the first year I did that, I'm going, why is it called Lessons of Fear? I don't get it. Duh, because it's a schoolhouse. Let's talk about Flo came up with that name, right?
Yep. She came up with it really quick, and we probably tried to come up with 50 alternative names, and it just kept coming back to the Lessons in Fear.
You know, and in one part of the, I'm not going to say everything here, but in one part of you have like old tables or
Yep.
desks, stuff like that, like a schoolhouse, and it's awesome, folks. You got to come out here in Perrysville for Lessons of Fear. John, Flo, and the two kids, they did a great job. Once again, websites, Facebook pages. You also have discount tickets. We're going to be passing out and
Yes.
promoting on my Facebook page and also on YouTube. But again, websites, how can we contact you and get more information about Lessons of Fear in Perrysville?
Well, we're on Facebook also, Lessons in Fear. And then we do have actually the website is new this year, and it's actually pretty cool looking. It's lessonsinfear.com. So it's easy to look up, and then there's contact ways to just email us or call us directly. The phone number is right to my phone or right online. So if someone's got questions or We get calls for people who have larger groups that want to come down. Last weekend, we had a couple large groups come down. Usually people are surprised when in the middle of the night I just pick it up and I'm talking to them from the haunted house. So if anyone's got questions, we still need actors too. So as we grow, if there's any people in the area that are interested in participating, we've got a wonderful group of actors right now that are fantastic. We couldn't be a haunted house without them. They are the show. Because
yes,
other
they are.
than that, it's just a building. And it's funny that when this time of year comes by and we turn the lights on, we turn the sound on, it's magic. To us, even when we build it, when the night begins and the actors pile into their spots, every night is different. And it's like Halloween magic. It's kind of cool even being familiar with it and screwing every wall into place and knowing where it is.
Right.
And get startled by your own people as you're checking through the haunt during the night. It's pretty fun.
Yeah. Now, again, we have footage from last year, and we're going to have footage for this year. A little bit different from last year, but I've seen like 2 or 3 actors from last year. They are back again for the second year, but you have a lot of new actors again this year also, right?
Yes, we had most of the actors that we had last year came all back. They were all eager to come back for year 2 because they can kind of see, they're seeing the starting of it, and they want to be part of it because they think it's really cool. They also love Halloween, so they're just excited. So by the time we get to the season where we start gathering and talking about it and planning, they're already excited because they couldn't wait from last year.
Right.
And they know kind of as the season and the crowds get busier, they have more people, the more fun they have.
Yep.
So,
Another thing also too, like I go to some of these haunted attractions, and they got a lot of riffraff teenagers doing a lot of stupid stuff outside, but you got these security guys outside. The parking lot's clean. It's family friendly. You guys do a great job. So you get out of your car, they're directing how to go to the ticket booth, how to get around. It's very, very well organized, folks. And how many security guys you have working at night?
it depends on the night. We're probably 5 or 6 scattered amongst.
Wow.
And as the crowds grow, if we need more people, there's going to be more eyes.
I see a lot of times they get out and your security guys, hey, how'd you like it? They go, oh, it was fantastic, fantastic. The whole staff is friendly, folks. You got to come out and check out Lessons of Fear in Perrysville. I'm with John, the owner, and one of these days we're gonna get Flo to have an interview. What do you think about that? We got to pull her out of the haunted attraction and sit down. Maybe we might do it on a Sunday or a weekday or something like that. But again, I want to thank. We're going to be coming out every year, DMK Productions in Cleveland at night, and film this spectacular haunted attraction called the Lessons in Fear Haunted House in Perrysville. You want to add anything else before we leave, John?
That's it. It's the season for haunted houses. We're excited to have people. Like I said, if people want to participate and act, contact us. If people want to just come out and have a fun time, that's kind of what all this is about, because all the work during the year is a lot of hard work, and it's almost easy to forget it until the people start going through and screaming and laughing, and they pop out at the end and they had a great time.
Right.
And they want to turn around and go right back in again. Then you're kind of like, that's what it's all about to us.
Are you going to be doing like bonfires at the near future, or like areas where people can have parties here, can they? Or
We've got an area that we can do private parties. We would like to kind of get into more parties, because we can actually have a party kind of in the heart of the building, and then have the haunt kind of going, so people could do the party and then kind of roam around through the haunted house at the same time.
Yeah, so it's almost like a Halloween party,
Yeah.
company parties, and we're going to be talking about that. Also, there's a big stage where the big screens out there, so when people walking in or waiting in line, they can watch horror flicks, and that's a big stage. We're talking about maybe bringing some live entertainment next year, doing it out at the live stage and stuff like that. So a lot of things. That's what I love about this haunted attraction, folks. He's building every year. So every year you come out here, it's going to be something different to see at the Lessons of Fear Haunted House in Perrysville, Ohio. This is Danny K for Cleveland at Night. We'll be back with more right after this.
Let me tell you the saga of my firstborn Junior, the guy in the pig head. he was always teasing that sow. And then one day he slipped on the slot, and that vindictive pig ate his face off. It was a sad day. But come bacon time, Junior decided she owed him a face. So that piggy head went to the taxidermist, and Junior got his face again. Feel that vindictive pig? We ate her all up. But wouldn't you know, Junior's fickle cousin left him at the altar. She didn't understand. That beauty has come with it. Now all my boys be needing rides here. We got about 15 boys needing rides here. We're kind of short on girl cousins right now. Don't know why. It's not like something happened to them. It's not like anything's out there in the woods or anything. But we hope you come and give us some more genetic material for the slaughter family. The slaughter family. We wouldn't want to die out there, would we?
Now it's time for the Cleveland at Night Halloween comedy skits.
Trick or treat!
Oh, a bumblebee. Don't you look great for Halloween?
Thank you.
You're welcome. One moment.
I got a sour Snoopy sucker. I got a rock. Trick or treat!
Oh, look at you, a beautiful little bumblebee. Happy Halloween.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I got a chocolate delight bar.
I got 2 rocks this time.
Trick or treat!
Hi there, little pretty little bumblebee. There's a treat for you
Thank you.
and your friend. Here we go.
Thank you.
Unbelievable.
I got a nutty buddy.
I got 3 rocks this time.
Hey, Slosh!
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween! Hey, was the kid out trick-or-treating?
Oh, not in this neighborhood.
What do you mean not in this neighborhood?
I send them out to the good neighborhoods.
Good neighborhoods. What is it, better candy out there?
Candy, no. Here he comes now.
Wait a minute. It's like 1 more hour left of trick-or-treating. Why is your son back so early?
His bag's full. He's just here to dump it out, and I'm sending him back out for more.
Oh, for more candy?
Hi, Pa.
How you doing, son? How'd you do this year?
Same as last year, another bag of rocks.
That's great! Wait a minute! Slosh, you're telling me it's great that your son got a bag of rocks for Halloween?
Absolutely.
That's weird.
Let me show you.
All right.
My new barbecue grill.
Yes, so?
I'm building a pit.
A pit for your barbecue grill?
Ah. Son,
Yeah, Pa?
got an hour left. Go get more rocks.
Okay, Pa.
Any of this getting through to you, son?
time for the Cleveland at Night video flashback back to 2013. Hello everyone, this is Danny K for the Daughter of the Ghoul Show, and Halloween is here, one of my favorite times of the year. And believe it or not, Christmas is the most sales for home displays out in people's front yard and also in the house. The second holiday for sales is Halloween, and Halloween is not even a national holiday. It's just a fun time of the year in fall time, and I'm in North Royalton in a beautiful display called Unrestful Acres, and I'm with the owner of the house, and we're gonna talk to this guy. And your name is?
John Gepperth.
John. Okay, now you like Halloween like I do, right?
I like it a lot, yes.
I could tell by the display. We're going to be walking through the display and see the front yard. And John, this is a great display. How long have you been doing this?
This has started a little over 15 years ago. Kids were small, display was small. Then over the years, it's just grown and grown and grown. And I'd have to say in the last 3 years, we've probably keep doubling in size and try to outdo ourselves year after year. So it's getting to the point where the neighborhood, the city, and the school buses drive by during the day and they just look forward to seeing it come to life.
Wow, amazing. Now, your first display 15 years ago, do the math, folks, what year that was, but how big of a display did you have the first year?
It was just in the front yard. It was just a normal display. A little bit more normal than people do. Not everyone does quite that extent, but for us it was just a front yard display. And it went along maybe 10 years, about that size, grew slowly. My wife pretty much handled it in the very beginning, Florence. And then one day it clicked when I built a pair of moving, kicking legs. And I really enjoy making things come to life. So for me, that's when it really started to ramp up to what can I add to it to make it more exciting and come to life. So over the years, that's been my part of it. My wife decorates a lot. She comes back through after I've gone through to make something move and make it look better. But between the two of us, we really seem to get things starting to look pretty good.
Fantastic. Now, I see you have a lot of masks, but I would say 80%, almost 90% is homemade. Is that correct?
Correct. A lot of it is homemade. We look for some deals that we can purchase after the holidays, but most of it is the ideas, and then we go ahead and we just manufacture our own. So most everything is handmade, hand-built. The mechanisms, the boxes, the frames, buy the electrical components, but everything is handmade.
Yeah, what do they also do? You have a lot of lights. A lot of these lights, are they also for Christmas too?
Some are for Christmas. A lot of them we think of different purposes when we see them in the store. They're bought at Christmas time, but then they really come to life at Halloween.
Wow. Grown. Now, what is new this year? It looks like a regular haunted house. What is this, John?
This year we got a little crazy, and literally this came together, and I'd have to say the last 6-7 weeks. Built all the wall sections, put it up. It is a mini haunted house. That's part of the attraction for this year. So literally, it's a professional mini haunted house that's sitting in my backyard. So it's something that the people have been enjoying so far. Some of the kids aren't quite easy to get into it. The adults love it. So it's been a pretty good addition to our show this year.
Okay, we're going to be showing the front yard, but you've been doing that for 15 years, so a lot of people seen that front yard. We are not going to go in the haunted house this year because we want you to be surprised to come out here and see this haunted house. It's like a mini haunted house.